Good evening and welcome to the Qatar Airways Grand Prix of Qatar. It is Sprint Saturday here in the Middle East and we're just about to head to the grid. As you can see, we're still outside the box of not quite the championship leader, but the rider who has taken 4 poles from 4 races so far in 2025. He has been majestic, he's been magical, he is Marc Marquez, of course, and he is about to board the number 93 Ducati GP25 and take it from pole position. Will he be able to convert it? He's converted all the sprints so far. No reason to doubt on why he wouldn't do so today. On the other side of the box, slightly different story in qualifying. We're looking at Marc Marquez, but if we go to Pecco Bagnaia, not quite the same fortune. He was out on his own. He was on a slightly different strategy to the rest of them. He was out a lap earlier, and he unfortunately came to grief at turn 4. Now he's got to go from the middle of the 4th row, so a real headache for Pecco Bagnaia today and tomorrow, of course, and he's got less time to do it as well. But 11th place, he's been able to fight his way through before, so he should be able to do it again. And then, of course, on the other side of the entirety of the Ducati Lenovo team, we've got championship leader Alex Marquez. But no need to see him just yet. Let's go to the grid. If you're new to this, I'm Kiko Giles. I'll be taking you through all the grids this year, sprints and Grand Prix. Just have a look over here if we can. Franco Morbidelli, Fabio Di Giannantonio have been absolutely fantastic so far in 2025. And they have been something to behold, particularly Franco Morbidelli. He was actually top on Friday, so keep an eye on Frankie later on. Keep an eye on Fabio Di Giannantonio too. Both are very, very closely matched. And if ever there was any need for a bit more pressure, the doctor is in the house. Valentino Rossi is here in attendance, and hopefully you'll be able to grab a quick word with him on the grid. Elsewhere, we're going to come and see them all. Of course, Johann Zarco was pretty spectacular in qualifying, but there's one rider we haven't mentioned, and we are going to see them when we get to the front row. We're going to see Fabio Quartararo. Fabio Quartararo, I've got to say, absolutely, for me, rider of the session. He was fantastic. Front row, Yamaha's first since 2022, and it was Fabio then. That was back at the Dutch Grand Prix at Assen. Now, as you can see, the night lights are on, the floodlights are on. It is our one event of the year where we go racing at night, and it is quite something special. Have a look over there. The fans are in the house already, and it is a really special scene here in Doha, just outside of the capital, of course. But Qatar night race, I love it. It's normally our season opener, but this year round 4, as of course we've started in Thailand. We've had Terima in Argentina, we've had Kota in America just a couple of weeks ago, and what a dramatic Grand Prix that was. But the final one of the overseas Grand Prix to start this year, it is here in Qatar. It's going to be a busy old sprint race. We've got plenty of riders to have a look at. Marc Marquez is obviously one of the favourites, but the 2 VR46 machines are absolutely worth keeping on. Fabio Di Giannantonio, can't say how impressive he was last time out, actually, when he put that bike P3 at the end of the America's GP. And not only that, he was so destroyed at the end of it after all the chaos on the grid, but also after his injury that he suffered pre-season. He was someone who I thought really deserves a very special mention. Frankie Morbidelli's been very, very fast here, and actually spoke with Frankie yesterday, and in his own words, it's the rebirth of Franco Morbidelli in 2025. As you can see and hear, I'm sure, motorbikes heading out of pit lane. This is Augusto Fernandez still substituting for Miguel Oliveira. Miguel Oliveira looks like he's going to be out for at least the next round, but it's going to be a little while until we see the number 88 back, partnering up, of course, with Jack Miller. Now, leaving pit lane, Fabio Di Giannantonio next to head out. He's the first of our full-time riders to go out. And Fabio Di Giannantonio, mega performance from him in the qualifying session earlier on today. Jack Miller rolling down pit lane, Luca Marini likewise. We're going to get Frankie Morbidelli as well, leaving and getting ready to go. Just let you enjoy the noise in pit lane for just a moment. everyone has left pit lane, so look who's on screen. It is the doctor himself, Valentino Rossi. Valentino, your first event of the year. How's it going being a team owner and being back at a racetrack and back here under the lights in Qatar?
It's a fantastic feeling because the team work very well and we are so competitive, and for us, with Ucho, with Pablo, with all the guys, is a great pleasure. And also to be here, I think is a magic moment for the MotoGP. The show is high, you have always a lot of people, so it's a great pleasure.
What do we expect from Frankie and Fabio in this race and also in the Grand Prix tomorrow, just quickly?
Our target is try to fight for the podium.
Valentino, enjoy. Thank you very much for talking to us. Always a gentleman, of course. Valentino, it's been a while since we've seen him on a racing motorbike, but always a pleasure to welcome him back to MotoGP. 9 MotoGP titles don't come easily. We're on the grid then. As you can see, the fans are packing in already. It's Saturday only. You would never believe that, of course. But we are going to move on. I think let's go towards the front of the grid. Let's go towards the front of the grid. We're taking the atmosphere. We're going to have plenty of special shows right across the Grand Prix weekend, of course. We've got the main Grand Prix coming up tomorrow, 8 o'clock local time, 7 o'clock Central European time, 6 o'clock British time. So make sure you're tuned in wherever you're watching. We've got the Asia Talent Cup here. That's coming up to you free and live on YouTube. And then Moto 3, Moto 2, and of course the Premier Class and the Sprint, starting it all off here right now. We're on the front row. While we're here, let's take a look at Marc Marquez, shall we? 4 poles in 4. He has been nothing short of spectacular besides that blunder last time out stateside. And we're just waiting for him to roll in. But you can see the grid is very busy. Considering we're in Qatar, it's not normally one of the Grand Prix that you would associate with packed grids. But this one, it's enough space, a big old racetrack as well. But a really, really busy grid here. And we're just waiting for all the riders to roll into place. And hopefully we'll have a chat with a couple more people while we're down here. This is Marc Marquez's first pole here in over a decade. His last came in orange. That was in 2014. And now it's on Ducati 11 years later. As you can see, we're just waiting here. Alex Marquez alongside his brother. It's another Marquez. 1-2. And then the spoiler in the pack, just over there, Fabio Quartararo, fantastic, P3. And like I said, Yamaha's first front row, and actually Fabio's first front row in 3 years. Can you believe it? But really, all eyes on these two. And then we're going to go to row 4. Don't worry, we're going to take you right the way through because we've got a little bit of a special guest in Jorge Martin. He's back. It's his first Grand Prix back from injury. He's going from the middle of the 5th row, 14th place for Jorge Martin at the checkered flag in Q1. Didn't quite get through. Came close though. So Martin, there's no expectation this weekend. He's got to get through it unscathed, no problems, and just get data. Don't forget, this is like day 1 Sepang all over again. And let's not forget, Aprilia did campaign to have a special test day on MotoGP machinery, but it was vetoed. Marc Marquez rolling in, his first pole position here since 2014, his 4th of the year though. It is absolutely remarkable just how good he has been already in his first year in Ducati Red. Contrasting emotions, like I said, contrasting fortunes between him and his teammate Pecco, the double MotoGP World Champion from 2022 and 2023. Marc Marquez, who you're looking at right now, yes, it is his 4th pole, and he's won 5 out of 6 races this year, 3 sprints and 2 Grand Prix. But he did make a big mistake over in Qatar, crashing on the curbs in the wet, and not only handing away almost certain victory, but also allowing brother Alex Marquez to snatch the championship lead. Here he is. Alex Marquez has already pulled in, so let's take a look at the number 73 if we can. The bike is already here. Alex, I'm not sure where he is at the moment, but this is your first and second, so it's another Marquez 1-2. We hadn't seen too many before, and now we're seeing it all the time. Just to your left, Fabio Quartararo. I cannot tell you how impressed I am with Fabio. It was Yamaha's first front row since 2022. He has been in brilliant form, and now cool, calm and collected. He's going to try and at least take advantage, take profit of that front row here in Losail. 11 laps ahead of us. Let's just hope that he can get a good start and get on with it like we know he can. This was, of course, where he made his MotoGP debut back in 2019, that emphatic debut in 2019. He set the fastest lap of the race despite stalling it on the grid. So Fabio Quartararo, good memories here, so keep an eye on him. Let's go through the second row. Very impressed here. Can I just give a special mention? Maverick Vinales, best by a mile, qualifying for KTM. 6th on the grid, top KTM, 0.6 of a second ahead of the factory KTM of Pedro Acosta down in 12th place. So Maverick Vinales, keep an eye on him. Hopefully, fingers crossed, he can get a good start. We know the KTM's a missile off the line. Next door, this is Fabio Di Gianantonio. Let's see what he can do. Grand Prix winner in Qatar 2023. Who can forget? In such emotional circumstances, it basically saved his career. He was out of a ride at the end of 2023, despite being a Grand Prix winner. Come this way. Whilst we're on about emotional comebacks in the sport, let's have a look at Franco Morbidelli. Spoke with him yesterday, as I said just a few moments ago. In his words, it's the rebirth of Frankie. Frankie Morbidelli's had a podium already. He's been very, very fast indeed on Ducati machinery. He, of course, went to Ducati last year when they still had Prima Pramac. Now he's moved full circle to close off the chapter with Valentino Rossi and the VR46 guys. Of course, he is part of the academy. He's one of the founding members of the academy. And Frankie, cool as ever, seeing if he can capitalise from 4th place on the grid. So let's move back again. Let's go to row 3. I said I'd take you down the grid. This is Johan Zarco, best Honda, only Honda in Q2 in the end. So Zarco putting the Honda name to good use and putting it on the grid pretty high up, I've got to say. Very impressed with the Frenchman, the number 5, led on his debut here in 2017. That was back for Tech 3 Yamaha. But don't expect that maybe today, but expect Zarco to be action-packed and box office on the opening lap. Next door, Fermin Aldeguer, best Grand Prix qualifying for Fermin in Q2 for the 2nd consecutive round, and he's just over here. Fermin has been absolutely stunning, and really is another rider. Keep an eye on Fermin. That Ducati's going to be quick off the line, I can assure you of that. And also, we know the Gresini team, they like Losail. 2022, Aeneas Bastianini's first Grand Prix win. 2023, Fabio Di Gianantonio's first Grand Prix win. We're still waiting on Alex Marquez. Keep an eye out for that tomorrow. But Fermin in the sprint is going to be one to keep an eye on. And this rider here, Alex Rins, what can we say? 3rd row of the grid, a fantastic lap. He was originally 5th, but he just wasn't able to hold on because other riders improving around him. But Alex Rins, effectively riding with 1.5 legs, has been absolutely phenomenal, really. And he is completing the 3rd row. Let's go to row 4 and row 5. I've got a couple of big names I want to show you. Come with me. This is in 10th place, Iagura, top 10. He had to come through Q1. There he is, nice and cool under the umbrella. On the other side, Pecco Bagnaia. Wow, what a misery. What a misery. 11th place, he was out on a fast lap. He crashed at turn 4, and that was it. Game over, and he was at best at that point P9. He couldn't go too much further down. He ended up P11. So 4th row start for Pecco. And then on the other side, we have the first of the factory KTMs, or the Red Bull factory racing KTMs of Pedro Acosta. I can't imagine he's too enamoured about being 0.6 off Maverick Vinales, the other KTM, the reference KTM at the moment. But let's look at Pecco. He's got a lot of work ahead of him. I'm out of breath just walking 4 rows, so I don't know what he's going to be like trying to pass 4 rows of riders, but he's going to have to do it whatever happens. And for sure, not an easy task. But Pecco, double world champion, if anyone can, he is your man. Right, let's come back with me, row 5, because we haven't got to see it so far in 2025. Marco Bezzecchi is there, but it's this rider here. It is the number 1 of Jorge Martin, who is there. Have a look at that. It's on the grid for the first time in 2025. 25. And if I can, I would like to grab a word with Paolo Bonora, the team manager. If he's got a moment. Paolo, have you got a very fast moment? Jorge Martin, it's his first Grand Prix of the year. He's still in testing mode, I'm sure. What are the expectations? Are there expectations?
No expectation at all. We are happy for this result because we never expected such a great qualifying position. So at the moment, no expectation, and we would like to say to him, be calm, be patient. There will be other races to show your talent.
And what about Bez quickly? He struggled a bit yesterday. Is he back today? Can he get in the top 9?
Yes, we found something during this night, and at the moment both of them feel better with the bikes.
Look forward to it. Enjoy, Paolo.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for talking to us. So you heard it there first. Jorge Martin, there are no expectations. Just quickly, Luca Marini, 15th place. This is Jack Miller. Ralph Fernandez, middle of that 6th row. And then Brad Binder. What on earth is Brad Binder doing down in 18th place? He is the 3rd KTM. Last row of the grid, Augusto Fernandez, Enea Bastianini, a Grand Prix winner here, 2022. He has got a lot of work to do, and of course, Somkiat Chantra, let's not forget about him. But Brad Binder down in 18th place. We know that KTM's a rocket off the line. It's going to have to be in order to compete. Let's follow me then, because we're going to have to leave the grid very, very soon. But the Qatar Airways Grand Prix of Qatar Saturday sprint is coming up. Marc Marquez going from pole. Pedro Acosta completing that top 12 from Q2. Can he make it work? He's got Jorge Martin behind him. He's got Pecco Bagnaia alongside him. And there's a Yamaha on the front row and just ahead of him as well. So an array of manufacturers, all four of them inside the top 10. In fact, 4 inside the top 6. And really, Marc Marquez, the rider with the target on his back. But this is MotoGP. Who knows what's going to happen? The Qatar Airways Grand Prix of Qatar Saturday Sprint. It's coming up. Whatever you do, enjoy.